Amsha Copeland, in her article for the Syndicate Theology Network, expresses racism as the rejection of the fact that we human beings are embedded together. Copeland reveals something deep about racism, that it depends on division, not being, quote, embedded together. Currently in the United States, we face a dubious future. Trump's election highlights the deep underlying issue of class we face in the United States. The issue of class breeds most other societal issues as well, mainly the issue of racism.
Oh, hello. In our daily lives, trials and tribulations can arise that invoke fear and desperation inside each and every one of us. The degree of these complications can go from being late to class to the death of a loved one. Nonetheless, the way we react to these situations can form our future selves. For example, as stated by Viktor Frankl in his book, Man's Search for Meaning, fundamentally, therefore, any man can, even under such circumstances, decide what shall become of him, both mentally and spiritually. So even when we are full of fear, anger, or sadness, we cannot let these things prevent us from being our true selves. Because, as stated by James Martin in his book, Becoming Who You Are, these unfreedoms, such as selfishness, pride, anger, and envy, prevents us from being closer to God.
It's common disbelief that money brings happiness, but that's just not true. Oh, $5. Happiness is defined as the mental state of having pleasant emotions ranging from contentment to intense joy. Prosperity gospel preachers say that the amount of wealth someone has correlates with the amount of faith they have in God, because that makes complete sense. But in reality, according to the Dalai Lama, the 4 factors of happiness or fulfillment are wealth, worldly satisfaction, spirituality, and enlightenment. An example of someone who's content but not rich will be Mr. Russell.
And meaning is ultimately being content, because we're all looking for meaning. With wealth, it's difficult to establish relationships because wealth often leads to narcissism and self-preoccupation.
So, let me explain to you this thing.
Shalom.
As I was saying,
Shalom.
I recall experiencing shalom once. I was in the bus standing, and there was this old man there, and he was playing with this toy car. He dropped it, and he picked it up and put it in my hand. And it looked like he didn't have a lot, but at the same time, I felt like he was trying to give back. At that moment, I felt wholeness even though I didn't know him. And the next day, I went on the same bus again, the 53, and I saw him doing the same thing, but for somebody else. And those are the moments in life where you can see shalom.
So, what is shalom? Why was it mentioned 210 times in the Bible? Why is it in the heart of Judaism? Shalom, peace, harmony, wholeness. What exactly is wholeness? The joining together of opposites. As Catholic theologian Elizabeth A. Johnson writes, Shalom is peace experienced not only as the absence of war, but peace as the fullness of life. So this perpetuates a problem. How can shalom be achieved in a world where this, and this exist? But then we take a second look. How does this, and this exist in the world where it shouldn't? That's shalom. But shalom doesn't have to be in the middle of war and violence. It can be found like nuggets of gold in our everyday life. We just have to look for it.
My name is Brian Flores. My passion is to help animals who are in need. I believe that the world is in need of people who are willing to go out of their way to help stray animals or animals who are being abused by their owners. What I'm good at is establishing connections with these animals and making them feel comfortable around me. Therefore, I believe that my vocation is to be a veterinarian.
What the world is in need of right now is someone to understand and advocate for the people who are mentally disabled, as well as those who are stigmatized by mental diseases. What I'm good at is establishing these connections, listening and talking in terms of counseling with people, and therefore I formed my passion around helping those who are stigmatized mentally. And that's why I want to make my vocation in the psychiatry field.
The world needs unbiased information that's factual, and I have a passion for letting people understand each other, and I'm a decent writer, so I think my vocation should be something like a journalist. That way I can help people make decisions by presenting them the facts, not necessarily decide for them, but help them decide.
Asked me 4 years ago, I would have said I wanted to become an astronaut and fly to the moon. However, as I've grown more aware of the issues in American society, I see myself drawn more towards the American people, the establishment of an equal America. These revelations have drawn my vocation towards becoming more of perhaps an activist or a politician. I see the current state of America as a hostile environment, no matter your skin pigmentation.